I'm Marika.
And I'm Miles.
And this is I Don't Know What I'm Doing.
Because we don't. You guys, we fucking don't. Play the jingle. Hey guys, we're back. We did fails of the week, and we fucking failed.
I have a really big fail. And just to let you guys know, you might want to fast forward because it's fucking gross and it's a feminine issue.
There's a lot of feminine issues on this podcast, so I think they're used to it.
Okay.
So, I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be, Miles, because I'm scared to tell it. So, like, a woman's vagina has a pH balance, and that has to do with smell, okay? And I was noticing my pH balance was not where it should be. And I'm like, okay, like, this is weird. And, like, it was, like, you know, it's okay if it's, like, a day or two, and then it, like, balances back to its normal self, and everything's fine, yeah, okay. But now, like, it was getting to day 3 and 4, and I'm like, I'm taking a shower before work, like, every day.
Yeah.
And
usually you don't shower every day.
Sometimes no. But this time I was, like, showering, like, every fucking day. And also washing my jeans every fucking day. Because I was like, this is getting intense. So, when women get aroused, they become wet. There's a mucus thing that happens, right?
Well, I've never heard you referred to as a mucus.
Yeah, cervical, like, fluid. This is secreting out of my vagina, and I feel it, like, coming out, like, I'm on my period. And
Secreting.
Secreting.
Okay.
Like, so, like, I'm like, I'm not on my period, and what is fucking happening to my body? Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
So, I'm, like, Googling shit at work, because I'm, like, very self-conscious, and I'm, like, I don't know what to do. And then I'm talking to my roommate, Joanna, and she's like, you know, and we're talking about stuff like, you need to, like, take, like, apple cider vinegar, you know, try baking soda, like, all these, like, we like home remedy stuff.
Eat that or put that on your vagina?
Drink apple cider vinegar with water, and then put baking soda when you're taking a bath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a bath bomb?
Kind of,
deal?
yeah. So I'm like, okay. I'm trying all these things. I'm getting, like, the refresh, like, applicator bullshit where it, like, helps the pH balance and balance everything out, and you shove that up in your vagina. That's not working. Nothing is working. I'm like, fuck. And I feel like things are getting worse. Like, there's more secretion. Like, things are not good. I'm like, oh my God. What is happening? And this is Friday. By this point, it's Friday. I'm like, I need to go to urgent care, like, after work. Like, I have to go. So I made an appointment. I go there. So I'm explaining the symptoms to, like, the nurse practitioner or nurse, whatever.
Explaining it.
Yeah. Okay, so she does, like, my blood pressure, yada, yada. So the doctor comes in. And so, obviously, they do a pelvic exam.
What does that entail?
That entails scooting your butt almost, like, all the way off the edge of the bed, whatever.
You're sitting on the paper thing?
The paper thing, okay? Then you put your fucking feet up and you spread your legs
in
to
the stirrups?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like a traditional, like, gynecologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, like, opens up my cervix. And do you know what she finds in there? Everyone's probably in their car right now or whatever saying, tampon. Like, that is correct. She found a tampon that I forgot in my vagina. I forgot it.
I have heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of that too, and I didn't think it would ever happen to me.
Wait,
so embarrassing.
Opens up your cervix. That is the same thing as opening up your vagina.
Yeah, no way.
It's such a complicated anatomy. Your cervix is inside?
Yeah, inside.
It's like a... Okay. That's what the canal is called? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know.
So how far, like, in is that?
It's like, I guess I totally forgot it. It's like all the way up in there, and I'm like, So her bedside manners was not the best. Reaction, because I felt so embarrassed. She, like, backs away immediately. It's like, there's there's a tampon in there. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's okay. It's fine. And she, like, kind of, like, gets out of the room.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Hold on. She comes back. She has, like, a probe, like, a tweezers to probe it, like, to tweeze it out. And so she gets it out. I'm like, oh my, and I, like, I say, like, oh my God, it's probably black. And she's like, it is. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die of toxic shock syndrome.
Wait, what would make it black?
Periodness.
Blood.
Okay. Yeah. So it's oxidating or whatever. So, yeah. So she's like, well, like, because, like, when she first, like, looked at my vagina, she's like, well, it just looks like kind of a yeast infection. Like, in your, I mean, it looks pretty healthy. And then when she really went in there, like, with the duckbill thing, like, I don't fucking know. And then my server was like, oh, yeah, there's a tampon in there. So she, like, looks and is like, it's a little bit inflamed. They do, like, a swab to see I have BV, bacterial vaginosis, and it's a negative. And she's like, well, and I told her, like, this weekend is, like, my birthday weekend, and, like, I want to drink. And she's like, okay. Like, well, with these antibiotics, you can. I'm like, yeah, I know. So it's like, well, since you don't have any other symptoms, like, you could drink. Like, but just keep an eye on, like, you know, if you start getting chills or whatever, like, you need to be starting taking antibiotics. So, yeah. Forgot I left a fucking tampon in my fucking pussy. Like, so fucking embarrassing.
I mean, I've been there.
Have you?
No.
This period, like, I'll never get used to it. I'll always have period stains. Like, I'll, like...
Do you think you'll miss it when it's gone?
Probably not. Maybe.
That's foreshadowing our topic. We're not there yet.
Probably not. I don't know. Probably because I'm like, fuck. I'm old as shit.
Right. I can't even have a period anymore. I'm that old.
Yeah. I'm that old. Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, Miles, your fail.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, Maria, you're always, like, a little too excited for my fails. One is that we had a shoot off-site at work this week. It was my first shoot, but don't get excited because it was literally going to my coworker's backyard in LaGrange to film a turkey on a grill. So don't get excited. It wasn't like a commercial.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm a copywriter. I didn't have to do a ton on the shoot. It was just like more of a learning experience. So, and I actually was trying to do some work at the shoot. Like, I didn't bring my laptop. Thank God I didn't, though, because the day before the shoot, it poured rain when I biked home, so the laptop would have been fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do shit on my phone. Anyway, I didn't check my email the whole day. So then Thursday, I get a polite email from one of my bosses that's like, hey, A, you didn't tell us you were going on the shoot. B, and I replied really late to it. Like, an email had come in Wednesday morning. I didn't reply till Thursday morning. And they're like, you really need to, like, check your email when you're on a shoot. Like, that's just part of the job. So it was one of those, like, honestly, like, I like improving and learning. And so I appreciate that feedback because now I'm like, fuck, I gotta get my ass in gear. And, like, it's like if I hadn't been told that, I probably would still just be like, because I'm not good at checking email when I'm off-site. I'm not good at checking email when I'm not at work. I'm not good at checking meetings, like, you should probably, like, check the night before you go to work what meetings you have the next day.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just, like, roll into work and I'm, like, cross my fingers that nothing's going on. Which
what?
Is horrible.
Miles?
I just think for me, it's like when I'm not at work, I'm, like, not at work and I don't want to think about it. I just want to, like... Because I have so much other shit going on. Like, I'm trying to do this podcast. I have, like, all these other goals for myself that are outside of work. So when I'm not at work, I don't want to be, like, chained to work.
Yeah.
But I think part of me has to be a little bit more basically responsible.
Right.
So... I appreciated the feedback, but I was like, fuck, you're right. Oops. Like, fuck.
Maybe just, like, all of Saturday, never check it, and then, like...
I needed to get in the habit of, like, Sunday night checking it, and then, like, definitely, obviously checking when I'm, like, on production and stuff. I don't know when the next time we're even going to be on production is, though.
Or check it, you know, when you come home. Do you get emails when you, like, in the evening time?
It's true, because sometimes you're right. Because, like, if I leave at 5, sometimes people are still there, so I'll get an email at 5:45, 6. So, like, I should check it. Yeah, I just need to build those habits. Okay, so those are our fails. Marika, what's our topic?
Our topic is, I don't know how to get old. Older.
Marika's turning 31.
God, that hurt my heart. That hurt. Oh, God. I hate it.
But you're still 30.
Oh, my God. god! Like, that's like, well, like, that's like, this is it. There's like no turning back. Like, you're
Marika,
in
there's
your 30s.
never turning back. You can never turn back. When you turn 8, you can't turn back.
Shut up! Okay? Like, oh! Ah!
As Stevie Nicks said, even children get older. So, how does it feel?
To be old? I just, like, I really don't have my shit together at all. Like, it's really, like,
So is that what it is? It puts more pressure on you?
Yeah, I'm not in a place where I want to be. Personally. That, like, career-wise, I'm, like, kind of okay. But personally, like, the habits that I have, I just don't want to have them anymore. But I don't know how to break them. And also, like, when I'm trying to break them, like, I don't really care. Like, I don't have, like, the energy to break them. Like, you know, like, being organized and not waiting things to the last minute or whatever. Mostly being organized.
Like...
And, like, keeping things in order in my room and...
Oh, like, physically organized. Like, your stuff
Yeah, like, my stuff. And, like, I'm like, why am I, like, living this way? So...
What if that's your birthday present to yourself? Organizing your room.
Yeah, I could have done that today, but did I? No.
You were doing something.
You know what I was doing? I was eating pizza and ice cream and watching the Jersey Shore. Okay? That's what I was doing.
I mean, that sounds great.
It was fantastic. Also, like, being on my phone for, like, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Did I work out? No.
No, neither did I.
I canceled the workout because I didn't want to do it. See, like, I don't know, guys. Like, I just... And I also want a relationship, but I feel like my dysfunction of, like, not being able to be organized or trying is preventing the universe from getting... Yeah. Because, like,
I've dated so many messy people and eventually broken up with them partially because they were messy, but it still got a relationship out of it with the messy person.
I know. Because I feel like... Because, like, I wouldn't date a messy person like me.
Well, you can at least start the relationship, and then when when they're going to go to your place, then you really have to be like...
Yeah, but see, that I feel like the reason should be myself and not that other person.
I mean, it should, but maybe external pressure is helpful.
Yeah, external pressure is helpful. Yeah, like, I just feel like I want to be, like, have, like, better outfits. And, like, the way to do that, like, you need to know, like, what you have, Marika. Like, you don't even know what you have. You wear the same 5 shirts every...
Okay, do you need me to come over and we'll just do this?
No! It's really embarrassing!
I don't care.
You don't care, but I care!
Okay, so not where you want to be. I mean, when was last year where you were, like, excited to celebrate a birthday?
Last year? Because I was going to Ireland and Scotland.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I was, like, it was all Harry Potter related. Like, we went to Elephant Cafe, because that's where, like, J.K. Rowling, like, wrote, like, I think, the 3rd book. Mm-hmm. And, like, the bathrooms had, like, all these, like, Harry Potter quotes, and, like, you know, people had, like, letters.
God, I bet that cafe was so excited. Can you imagine? J.K. Rowling wants to use your cafe to write a book, and you can just make money off that forever?
Yeah. Yeah. But, of course, I had the time that I didn't know anything.
Right.
And then, like, we were sitting at this table that had drawers, and, like, people, like, wrote notes and stuff.
Wait, what do you mean?
They wrote, like, notes to J.K. Rowling. And, like,
in the drawers?
Like, yeah, they would leave notes.
Oh.
It was really cute. And I got very verklempt. And then we went to the graveyard, where she got, like, Tom Riddle, like, and, like, characters from the book, like, off of the headstones.
Oh, that's cool.
So cool.
So, talk about being good at being young. Harry Potter birthday.
It's like, yeah, that was a really great birthday. Like, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter themed.
You guys, I know you can't see this because it's a podcast, but the walls of my bedroom have just fallen away, and we're actually at Harry Potter World right now. Surprise!
Yay! Oh my god! Yay!
You're welcome. No, that happened. It's sad.
Are you excited about birthdays?
My situation is different than you because I have 2 older brothers. So I was not afraid of, like, turning 30 because my brother Nick had already done it, and Graham was already in his 40s.
Okay.
And I turn with a twin, so it's like I have someone else doing it at the same time. So it's never like, I'm never like marching forth into the unknown, essentially.
Yeah, but it's like, that's not why it's scary for me. It's scary because, like, time is going by and I feel like I'm stagnant sometimes.
Time does move very fast now.
Yeah. And I don't have anybody to share it with. This is officially this year, when I turn 31.
You, couldn't say 31.
It's like when I officially turn 31, will be, 10 years of, not having, a long-term relationship.
We're pausing for effect right now. That's a long time.
Oh, God. It's yeah, it is a very long time. I've dated, but I've never had, a long-term relationship.
I mean, I was listening to some other podcast where somebody hadn't had one in, 18 years, since the year 2000.
That is, me.
So...
That's gonna be me.
I feel like we gotta, divert this train onto a different track.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go check my eggs and see how old they are.
Wait, but they're 31.
Nope. Eggs age differently. That's why some women who are in their 40s can have kids, and they're perfectly healthy.
Or Janet Jackson in her 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she could have frozen.
She probably froze those.
How
do you check that?
I'm a gynecologist. Well, how do you feel about turning, 31 or 30?
Somebody just told me that yesterday. They were like, somebody just said to me, you're almost 31. And I was like, back the fuck up. I just had my half birthday, so shut up. I don't like to be rushed. I don't like when people are like, it's 3:34 and they're like, well, it's 4 o'clock, so. And I'm like, it's not 4. We have 26 more minutes of this hour, of our lives in this hour, so don't rush me.
Miles would kind of you do that to me. It's like, bring it. Because I would complain, I'm 25, I'm almost 30. It's like, bring it. You have 5 more years.
Don't delete those years. I mean, I feel okay, I did talk to my friend and he's like, 30's fun, because it's like, you're 30. He's like, I'm 32. He's like, there's nothing exciting about that anymore. He's like, I'm turning 33, big whoop. I was like, ew, no.
Yeah. That's how I feel about celebrating my birthday.
What's to celebrate?
It's not what to celebrate, because, I feel I could have died.
Yeah.
I want to celebrate, but I'm I just don't know how, and I'm very indecisive.
Well, at least you want to celebrate, because in the past you haven't wanted to.
Yeah, I know. But, I know I would regret it and be sad if I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And, trying to entertain people is why I don't like planning parties or birthdays. When it comes to my birthday, I don't like planning shit, because then it's you're supposed to come for me and celebrate my birthday.
Oh, this is why you need to be in a committed relationship, because then the person would plan it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why, this time around, this year, I really wanted to be with someone,
mm-hmm.
and, or just honestly, I wanted to just spend time with that person, and they would be, my favorite person to hang out with, and,
Oh, yeah, because then you don't even have to have the party. You could just do a romantic thing with the...
Yeah. Or just, be chill, let's go out to, a really great restaurant and, go out, just the two of us, and,
That sounds so adult.
I know. And, on Saturday, I had a really great time. So, we went to the California Clipper. Miles didn't show up.
I was I've always wanted to go there.
Well, you could have. He didn't show up.
I didn't have my bike, and I had a mirror that was cutting me.
I don't understand you.
I was trapped in Bucktown. Also, Marika texted me 2 hours before that it was happening.
I did
She
not
texted me
text
day up.
Yeah, because, okay, Saturday I had plans with my coworkers. That fell through. So I'm okay, we're just going to California Clipper, and there's live music. It's $5 cover, so Miles will be okay with it. And Adam and I will just go, and whoever can come can come. So invited people, and obviously just me and Adam, which is perfectly fine. I wanted to be small, not that small, but which it was still fun, and I still had a good time because I went to a new place that I wanted to go to, and I like the atmosphere.
I mean, we should go back.
Yeah, we should.
I can go.
What do you gain and what do you lose when you're getting older, you think?
I think definitely turning into your 30s, there's a higher respect level, for sure, versus being I'm 22 or I'm 26, being I'm 30, so I get it. It's a double-edged sword. It's there's more pressure on you to, I feel have it all together. Mm-hmm. I feel more pressure mm-hmm. at work and stuff, this email thing I feel is less acceptable because I'm 30 than if I were younger.
Oh yeah.
But then I feel there's also I don't know, more of like a mutual respect with people older than you. It's probably, maybe I'm just perceiving it that way, but it just feels more
for you. I think
feels more solid.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
So with me, people are amazed by my age, like how old I am.
Oh, people do that to me too.
Especially at work when I'm talking on the phone with a student, because I don't sound professional at all. I'm like, I don't know, like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Like, yeah. I don't sound like my age, and they're like, you're 30, and like, you sound like I thought you were like 22. Like, I'm like, nope.
I'm 30.
I'm not. And even like older people, like when they see me, they're like, you're 30. I'm like, and they say it in a way of like, not because of my. You can tell the difference between like people who are like, oh my god, you're 30 by like the complexion of my face versus
the pH balance of your vagina.
yeah. Versus my mannerisms and my personality and my behavior.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like,
So you
great.
take it as a compliment or no?
I sometimes don't take it as a compliment.
Because they feel like you're immature.
Yeah, because I'm coming across as immature, and I know I am, and I just don't. That's just my personality and who I am.
People are surprised at me too. They're just like, you're 30, and I'm always like, it's such a weird thing to say to somebody. And they're like, you don't look 30, and then I'll be like, well, what does 30 look like?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
What does that look like? And like when people like do it, they're like, you're 30, like, and they're like, they look at my face like how they think I look younger. I'm like, what does 30 look like? Like, do people like look terrible? Like they have wrinkles all over their face?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
I think for me too, like, and this is probably not how maybe it's going through their brain, maybe it's not. When we were kids, the image of adulthood that got in our heads was the media we were consuming. This is for me at least.
Yeah.
So we were watching stuff from the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. The fashions of that time aged people tremendously. Women were wearing a lot of makeup, especially late 80s.
Yeah.
Like guys were wearing clothes that didn't fit. Like Elaine on Seinfeld like looks younger almost now than she did when she was on Seinfeld, because of like, or at least when like at least
About
like
the same, I think.
I feel like 2005. What's her name?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Her name is so hard. Her name is so hard. Julia JLD. JLD in like 2005 looked like definitely younger than when she was like Elaine on Seinfeld. Like,
I think so.
so what I always thought as an adult was so old and frumpy because that's what adults looked like back then, at least on TV.
Yeah,
and now we're styling ourselves a lot younger. We're like millennials are more in shape than like those Generation Xers and stuff were. We're like dressing more. We're just it's more youthful image.
Oh yeah, for sure. I hate like in the earlier seasons where she has like this stupid like headband poof thing going on. I'm like, what?
As much as I love a headband, it was not working.
What is this poof thing? I don't understand. Like, what is that? All your hair? Like, I don't.
So much hair
going on.
So much hair.
And then later seasons, she like is like it's shorter. It's a cut, and it's like the curls are tighter, and it's black instead of brown, and it just makes her look like a lot better.
Yeah, it's like a weird like donut.
Yeah, donut thing. Like, what is happening? What is happening right now? So, like, I don't know. What do you lose besides, like, youth?
I definitely feel less so. I mean, I don't lose this because I'm, like, turning it a new number, but the older I get, the more out of touch I feel with pop culture.
Yeah.
Music especially.
Same.
I don't know. I feel like I was in the water. Like, I was going with the current. Everything was moving with me, and now I'm, like, out of the water and it's all moving too fast and I'm like, wait, what album is she on? Who is she? Who is Dua Lipa? Like, I'm out of it now and that makes me feel old.
I'm okay.
And then I felt it too with like dating apps.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, because they have that big number next to your name. My number was like 28 and then it was 29, but now I've like crossed and it's like 30.
Yeah.
Which I think, so like, I was like, ooh, as somebody that's like 27, I'm gonna see that and be like, ooh, they're like old. Like,
oh, I think of like when I was like 21, I was like hooking up with someone that was 27. I'm like, oh my god, yes, he's older, he's hot, and he's hot because he's older, type of thing. So.
And 27 felt like so old back then.
Oh my god, it felt so old. And now it's not.
Yeah.
Now it's young, and I wish could go back there. Maybe. No. Is that a good time for me? No.
Is it a good time now?
I don't know. I really want a relationship, and like I want kids, and this is like the decade for that.
Yeah.
And
So what age is gonna be like when are you gonna be like in your motherfucking prime?
Oh my god. I think like in my 30s. I think like I always like as a kid, 36 always sounded so great to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just felt like a very hot number for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, and now it does also feel like that's a hot person number.
36.
Yeah, but like, but I don't want to wait 5 years for my life to start like a family and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like I don't know why 36 is when I'm gonna be prime. I don't know why. I don't know. I hope that.
We'll be like, this is episode 4,000 of the podcast. Rika's turning 36.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing if we kept doing that.
Yeah. You got listeners, we'll be here.
For you.
We'll be here for all your birthdays. Well, I remember when we were in France and I was hanging around with my brother, Graham, who's 11 years older, and his friend, who is also 11 years older. Mm-hmm. And his friend was like, Miles, are we middle-aged? Me and Graham.
Yeah. Well, technically, yeah, because most people live till their 80s.
And I was like, I suppose, but I don't want to say that because I was like, I'm always trying to pretend all my family is young. Like, my dad is 68. Mm-hmm. Marika like knew before I did. My dad's 68, and I don't want to think of him as an old man because he's not. He still like runs marathons and stuff. So I'm like, I'm always upping the number. I'm like, 68's not old. Or next year, 69's not going to be old. And then 70's not going to be old because I don't want my dad to be old. And the same with like Graham, where they're like, are we middle-aged? And I was like, no, because I don't want you to be middle-aged because I want you to be young forever.
Oh, that's cute.
Because then we're all young forever together as a family, like I don't.
Oh, that's cute though.
Just deny it. It's like when it's October. If you can still wear shorts in October like you could last year, it's still summer. I will just keep denying it until I have to admit that it's fall, or have to admit that they're old.
When young people say like I'm old, like people that are younger than you,
fuck that.
I'm like,
Fuck that, but I get it. But
I get it because I was like, fucking
when 25-year-olds say that they feel old now, I do get it because that 25 is a big number, and you're like I'm still sympathetic because we've been there. Like I remember 25. Oh yeah. It is a big number because of just the math of the number.
Right. And
then I remember 27 when you into your late 20s. Like that's scary too.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be like you're not allowed to feel like you're old, but then I think of like my mom. My mom is always like, do I look old? Am I old? Is this hair old? Should I do this? Should I cut my hair? Is it less old? And then we're watching family videos. We're watching one of her 37th birthday. And she turns to the camera and holds her hair and makes like a face. And she's like, do I look old at 37? So she's been asking that question for almost 30 years. So I'm just like, you can't think that way. Or else you're going to think you're old your whole life until you die. You have to think you're young your whole... Or even if... Fuck young, just think that you're fine.
Yeah, or just... Like, how old do you feel? I asked my dad this, like, a while ago, like, how old do you feel? Like, 36.
Right.
Even though he's, like, in his 60s.
Right.
And I'm like, how old do you feel, Miles?
I feel 30.
I feel like I'm still in my 20s. I'm always a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer, so...
Because I think I look at, like, I like my job, and then I also look at my, like, fitness levels, too. And I'm like, I'm in good shape, like I'm biking to work, like I'm not slowing down there, so...
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it too. I'm like, as long as you keep your fitness levels up, then you're not ever really going to age much.
I feel that way too, but my dad does not work out at all.
Right. I mean, my dad's starting to slow down, but he's still doing marathons, but I don't know how much longer. How has your age affected what is important to you?
It's not anything that, like, I wanted to know. Sounds so terrible. I don't know. It's it's really interesting because as I gotten older, like I become like I cry about certain things a lot more, like things on TV and stuff, or like just family and nostalgic and like love, and like I cry about that all the time. Like when I see it.
I cry
like,
more about TV stuff for sure.
Yeah, as I'm getting older. And like last year when my dad picked me up from the airport from like going to Ireland and Scotland, like I didn't expect this, but like I hugged him and then I started crying. And I'm like, okay, like this is happening. And I'm like, oh fuck, I like miss my parents, I guess. Like, so just like I guess like
family?
Understanding like family is like more important to me than I realized it is, because I'm getting older and like I only have one set of parents, and like I'm an only child and stuff, and like I did have a dream about going to like moving to California, but I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
It could still happen.
My parents are old and they want grandchildren, and I want them to be around their grandchildren, so no, it's not gonna happen. Okay. God, that's really sad. I still want to go, but whatever. Oh, maybe I'll be rich and they'll take them with me or something.
Or go and move back. Go meet the man of your dreams in LA on a movie set, have kids, and then come back to Illinois.
Maybe. Yeah, just understanding, like, even though, like, I fucking am annoyed by my parents a lot, I still, like, love them and I like them being around.
I don't know if I have an answer. The answer is not family, but not yet. I mean, when I was younger, my career was never important to me. I didn't think... I mean, I talked about this on an earlier episode, but I didn't know what my passion was, so I thought that it wasn't important, and I just did whatever, and I thought that careers were just about, like, you just go to some whatever job to make the money, then you do what you want to do outside of work. Yeah. I still think I kind of have that mentality, because I do have, like, this podcast and, like, learning Korean, like, a lot of stuff that's important to me outside of work.
Yeah.
But I think now, weirdly, and I try not to drink too much of the Kool-Aid, but, like, my career has become important to me, and it goes back to like the email thing with my boss. Like, I realize like I'm always trying to impress the different bosses I have. Like, I want them to know that I'm a good writer. I want them to know that they weren't... I think I have like weirdly insecurities about it. Like, I want them to know that they weren't wrong to hire me, and that because there's so many like we're always talking about other people at the agency, and we're like, this person is so brilliant, their ideas are so good, that's why we hired them. Like, we just hired this new person, they're brilliant, and I'm like, I hope I'm brilliant enough for you too. Like, I hope that you can count on me too. So, and I don't really get down on myself about it, but it is like a pressure that I didn't have before, that I'm like, I really want to do a good job, and I think I'm always just afraid that they can't see that I'm like, how I'm trying or something.
It's for me at my job, like I love getting praise, and like at our job, like we kind of like there's like this whole like region email saying like, oh, like what we've done throughout the day and stuff, like, oh, I got this, I got that, like I moved the student along, whatever, yada yada yada. And like I don't really like share my successes, because sometimes my successes are like not solid. And I'm like, this thing is not solid, so I'm not going to share it.
What do you mean not solid?
Like, for it, because it's usually, like, having to do with a student, and I apply to a student that I probably maybe should not have applied sometimes, that is probably going to fall off the face of the earth or whatever. So I don't, like, share it. And, like, I have, like, for me, like, I have, like, personal things that I want to accomplish at work than, like, thinking about my boss and stuff kind of thing. Like, I want to get this MIA student, like I want to like have them register for classes because they're, you know, they've been MIA, and like things like that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
My like personal goals at work have been more important to me than like what other people are thinking, I guess. Cause like I don't like, I don't know why. Like, even though when I got an MIA student from like, and I got her through the whole process, even though she'd been MIA for like months, like I got her again, like I got her and like she's registered, like I didn't share that success, like my boss did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know, I'm weird about it. I'm weird. I don't know why. I like keep it to myself.
Because you don't want to like brag, or
I don't know. I just don't want the attention, and then I don't want them, if it falls apart, they'll be like, well, what happened?
Right. Yeah, I think that's something where I've changed where like I never really like I was always afraid. I used to work in nonprofits and stuff, right? And I was
Yeah.
always afraid to work for like a big company and I think I was always afraid of working for the man
Mm-hmm.
and needing a job, like needing to have a job to feel fulfilled, like not being able to feel fulfilled just with like my hobbies and my other pursuits.
Yeah.
But I think I've had to mature a little bit and realize like that's part of the reason why we as a society like have jobs and have careers because it's like a place you go where you are giving something to society. Although
Right.
I work in advertising, so am I? But you're giving something to society, and it's a place with like set goals and a structure. It's just like a weird like civilization thing we've created as humans. Like,
Oh, yeah.
here's the thing you can slot into, and then build self-esteem and
Yeah.
improve yourself. And it's
Right.
okay to be part
And
of a
have
structure. You don't have to do it.
purpose.
Yeah, and have a purpose. Like I always thought like I don't need all that. Like that's just me like working for the man. I can do all that like on my own, but it's not so bad.
It's not. And like when I was a sales rep for Kronbacher, like I felt for the first time ever in my life pride about saying where I was working and what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like
That's
like,
how I feel with this job.
And like with DeVry, like I just feel like indifferent. I'm definitely not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just like a stepping stone into something else right now. But like for the longest time, like I felt like, oh, like I do this, like and I roll my eyes and people were like, well, that's okay. I'm like, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have no idea. And like I really want to get that back again and like have pride and like be like, I work for this and like I like when I work for Kronbacher, I love talking about my job.
Yeah.
Even though like things were shitty, like even though I was like felt like I was drowning a lot, but I still liked it. I don't know.
Okay, did we learn anything from this segment?
No, do we learn anything from this segment? Like,
I think that it's like there's good and bad in aging.
yeah,
There's definitely some good.
yeah.
Okay, so we don't have questions, so we're just gonna move straight on to successes. Marika?
I'm trying to think right now what my success is.
I have a success.
Okay.
So my success of the week is like kind of a success. I don't know. So having a long weekend, I don't do well with like unstructured time. Basically, like I feel like this weekend I was falling back into my old habits where I already like feel defeated even before I've started. Like it'll be like I wake up at 9 and then it's 10:45
Oh my god,
and
I hate that feeling.
and I still haven't done anything.
I hate that.
And then I'm like, well, the whole day's ruined.
Yep.
Even though it's not, because you could still do all the things you want to do. Like I could still go to the gym and study Korean, but I'm like, no, I already wasted an hour and 45 minutes, so it's fucking over.
I know.
So I kind of fell back into that this weekend, and kind of along with that, like I feel like I've just been rushing a lot lately. I think like I've been spending too much time online, and I think the internet speeds you up and lowers your patience because things are really fast on a computer, but real life is really slow. Washing dishes is slow, cooking is slow. Dropping a piece of onion on the floor and then having to bend down and pick it up, but you can't quite get it, so it falls on the floor again, and then having to... That's all so fucking slow, right?
Oh my god, that's my life.
So, I've been just kind of impatient, and this week I broke 2 glasses because I was just moving too fast.
How is this like a success?
So today...
Okay.
I was like, what if I literally slow down in my house? What if I literally just walk slower and stop fucking rushing around between the different rooms and the kitchen and like why am I trying to put a sandwich together so fast? Like why am I like going like 20 miles an hour? I need to go 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I haven't been studying Korean. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm just going to study Korean for like as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And it felt good, and it felt calm, and it felt like I had all the time in the world. Because I was going slower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just a good, like, check of my behavior.
That is a good check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my success is. Going to the doctor?
Yeah.
Going to the doctor.
It's a
paying
classic,
$50 to take a tampon out of my body. Yep, that's my success. I have a cough. Feeling my lungs. I have a wet cough.
Well, at least something's wet.
I'm always wet. I'm always horny. It's really fucking annoying.
God, we could do a whole episode on that, too.
Oh my god, next episode, guys.
I don't know how to be whatever the opposite of horny is.
I don't know how to not be horny.
Be a nun.
Right.
I don't know how to be a nun. Look forward to it. Guys, you can email us your questions at idkpod@gmail.com.
Message us on Instagram on IDK What I'm Doing Pod.
Yeah, we'll just list all the stuff. It's questions. Tell your friends. You can rate and review us on iTunes.
Yep.
Just do, like, whatever you want to do. Or do nothing. Just
Don't not do nothing, okay?
Yeah, don't not do nothing.
Okay. Do something.
Yeah.
Do something, please. We love you. But please do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Bye. Bye, failures. Everyone's probably in their car right now or whatever saying tampon.